This is Dr. Daniel Paul, orthopedic surgeon with Easy Orthopedics, and today we're going to talk about what happens if a joint replacement fails. If you like this video, we put out new content weekly, so please like and subscribe. So if a joint replacement fails, it's usually a disaster of sorts, and I know that sounds really negative, but let me sort of explain what I mean. So there's a few different ways that it can fail. The worst one, or one of the worst ones, is when it gets infected. So what happens is you'll get a surgery, everything will go okay, x-rays will look fine, and then all of a sudden, your knee really, or whatever it is, most commonly they're hip or knee joints that are replaced, and knee joints get infected a little bit more commonly than hips. So let's just say, for argument's sake, it's a knee. The redness just won't really go away, the wound will be sort of weeping, and it'll be inflamed. And then someone might stick a needle in and pull fluid out, and it might just look like pus. They send the fluid away, and it turns out it's infected. There's bacteria in there. So what happens when that happens? So if this happens within the first 6 weeks of the surgery, technically speaking, you can open the knee back up. So first of all, you're not going to be able to clear this thing without some sort of surgical intervention. Right? That's thing number one. Right? You have an infected joint replacement. It's not going away without surgical intervention. Why? It's because the bacteria stick onto the metal, and they form sort of a colony, almost like a bubble of bacteria, and the antibiotics cannot get into that bubble of bacteria. It's not like the rest of your body where it's like in your bloodstream, hopefully not in your bloodstream, or in the skin where they're spread out. The antibiotics cannot penetrate in there. So that's why you need a surgical solution. So if it's in the first 6 weeks, what you can do is take out the plastic piece, clean the heck out of the joint, and put in a new plastic piece, and then put them on antibiotics. That can sometimes work, but usually when someone ends up getting diagnosed, it's longer out, and you end up having to undergo something called a two-stage revision. Why is it called 2 stages? Because it means 2 separate surgeries. So this is the process in a nutshell, and this is why I say it's so terrible. This is why any joint surgeon is super paranoid about infections, because if it does get infected, it's just a horrible result. So you have to go back in. They have to make an incision. They have to take out the plastic, and they have to take out all the metal they just put in, things that weren't meant to come out. Usually brings little pieces of bone with it. You have to take cement, and you make it, and you put antibiotics in this cement, and you make it into like a pseudo knee joint, and then you suture it back up. Now, while you do that, you need to get something called a PICC line inserted, and you need to be on IV antibiotics for 6 weeks. All right. So you had the first stage of the surgery. They cleaned everything up. They took all the metal out. They put antibiotic cement in there to kind of hold the space. And now you're on antibiotics for 6 weeks. After those 6 weeks, what they'll do is they'll take more fluid off your knee, and they'll send it out. And if there's no bacteria in there, then good. The infection's cleared. Now you're on to stage 2. In stage 2, they take out the PICC line, they take out the cement, and they go back in and they put in new implants. Now usually these need to be a little beefier than the ones before because of the bone loss that was previously present. So it's not like you can do this an infinite number of times. Then you suture it back up, and you hope to God that it doesn't get infected again. And it's a long process for some of these people, who get this. It gets infected, you can't walk on it, and you have the spacer. Normally you can't walk on the spacer for a while. Then you get the replacement, and then you hope that doesn't get infected. So most of the time with big failures, it's infections. There's other failures that you can have where they're still painful. That could be hard to figure out, or the joint is loose. In that case, you can undergo a 1-stage revision where they can basically, just change out the hardware as long as it's not infected. There's a lot of nuances that depending on where it is in the body and what's happened to it. But by and large, when joint replacements fail, if they get infected, you're looking at 2 surgeries. If it's not infected, you're looking at a revision surgery where you hastily have to go revise it and then hope that it's better. And if you found a real reason for it being worse, then it can be sort of a tricky thing to figure out. So I hope I was able to answer your questions about what happens when joint replacements fail. If you like this video, we put out new content weekly, so please like and subscribe. If you have any questions I didn't answer, feel free to leave them in the comments below, but I can't give you any specific medical advice because this video and all my videos are for educational purposes only. Thanks for watching.